Well, the 2021 NFL Draft has finally concluded for the Minnesota Vikings. And Rick, day 3, no trades again. But I'm excited because this team got better.
Yeah, no, and we talked about it last night a little bit. Is we felt the depth was in the middle of the draft this year, and had a couple opportunities to trade back, but felt that we just wanted to take the quality players, and I thought this year was unique where we can just follow the board and take the players as they came to us.
First player we selected today was Kene Wangu, special teams just guru in my opinion. I feel like Ryan Ficken had his hands all over that pick, right?
Yeah, but I have to give it to Kennedy too.
Okay.
Because when we get together, especially when we get into this third day area, we spend a lot of time, the coaches and scouts working together, do a lot of group studying, and then we layer in the analytics piece to it. And as you see, there was a theme here a little bit about a lot of these guys have such unique traits. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I know about this coaching staff is that once they get their hands on these type of athletes, they do a great job developing them. Mm-hmm. And the runner Kene was never really was the lead dog, always behind some really good running backs at Iowa State. But when he got his opportunity, you can see the speed, you can see the burst, you can see his ability to accelerate through the hole. But what really stood out when you seen his speed show up was as a kickoff returner. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about a 6-foot, 210-pound man that runs 4.31. So when we can get those type of athletes here with our coaches, we feel that they have a chance.
Absolutely, and I think the next pick, Cameron Bynum, I think before you selected him, we saw you on NFL Network selecting him. We were all writing down cornerback Cameron Bynum from Cal, and then you pronounced him. Well, you said he is a safety.
Safety, yes.
Okay.
So so we went through that. When we did our group studying, he did a little bit of safety down at the Senior Bowl when we were down there. Extremely intelligent kid. Very good football player, and we've had success of the Anthony Harrises of the world that were former corners, and our coaches love to work with these type of kids that not only are athletic enough that if you got in a pinch, they can go out to corner, but they're athletic enough and they're smart enough to do everything at the safety position that is required. So that's why we did move him during our draft meetings from corner over to safety, and felt we got great value there.
Last night when we were talking about Patrick Jones II, you were saying it's clear that we have a mold, or we have a type of defensive end that we like to draft. Janarius Robinson, the guy we drafted today, similar mold, 6'5", I believe 260, but 7'2" wingspan?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous, his wingspan and his arm length, and he ran a 4.7. So when we're sitting there and we're going through these defensive ends, he was a prototype that we love to work with. And when you get a guy with that many traits that we've been able to have successfully developed, now you got some legitimate pass rushers opposite Daniil Hunter to come in, and it's going to be a very competitive camp. But I know off of what we were able to do last night and today, along with DJ Wanham, with Stephen Weatherly, we significantly upgraded our pass rush.
You upgraded the wide receiver position too in Amir Smith-Marset. What were your thoughts of him when going into the selection process?
We watched him a lot of tape in 19 when Nate Stanley was a quarterback. Yep. And you've seen his athleticism, you've seen his speed. He also has an opportunity to compete not only as a kickoff returner but punt returner as well. So, he pinged all of our analytics charts from an athletic standpoint. And Keenan McCardle did a great job, and he was another one that stood up on a table for this kid and really wanted to work with this kid because we thought he had a lot of big play, explosive type playmaking ability.
And I mean, when you watch the film of his and you see all the kick returns, but you see him making plays, like how important is it to have a guy like that that's versatile to do multiple things?
Well, because when you're only dressing 46 and you can get a guy that can be a receiver, that can be a returner, you're saving spots on your 46-man roster. And I know we have to really upgrade our special teams as well. So a lot of these guys, if they're, whatever role they carve out on offense or defense, but we also wanted to make sure we're upgrading our athleticism on special teams as well.
You upgraded the tight end position. Zach Davidson, 6'7". I mean, how do you find a guy like that went to a D2 school and was recruited as a punter?
Yeah, no, he's a very unique story and a very unique athlete. you know, again, our scouts, Frank Acevedo, Mike Shelton down in that area, Blaine Graham, you know, cross-checks our tight ends. And, you know, he a 6'7" kid that's about 250, and he ran 4.62, I believe, on our watch. And he had an incredible vertical jump. And then when you pick through the tape, because they didn't play this year, so we went back to 19, you see this raw, natural athletic ability. And one of the things that stood out to us, not only you see the type of catches he makes at that level, but then at his pro day, he goes up and makes an incredible one-hand catch. And just speaking of his athleticism, he also was not a bad punter as well. And our tight ends coach, Brian Periani, really liked this kid a lot. And so he wanted to really work with this kid. And it's a combination of our scouts coming together with our coaches, really combing through these third-day type guys. And then getting together, group studying them, and yeah, this guy has a lot of potential that we'd like to work with.
You round out day 3, you round out the NFL draft, drafting Jalen Twyman, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh, 10.5 sacks. What did you see on film that made you guys select him?
You know, in 19, we thought he was one of the best inside pass rushers. He opted out this year, didn't play. His process, he was just okay at the pro day. He had 40 reps on the bench, if I'm not mistaken. But he gained weight to do that. So we've been, I know Andre Patterson has talked to him. We've been having him send pictures, actually getting on a scale to make sure his weight got down to where we think what we saw in 19 to be an effective inside pass rusher. So we're excited about his potential. And like I said, I know what this coaching staff does with these type of athletes. And you know, it may take a little time to develop these guys, but these guys end up being very good players.
Well, I know you're not going to breathe. I know the NFL draft is over, but you're not going to breathe until we're, you know, hosting a Lombardi Trophy. But you got to be happy with this draft class, right?
Yeah, but right now we're getting ready to go into college free agency as soon as this ends, and there's a lot of gems down there. And you know, once we're allowed to, we'll start, you know, recruiting the heck out of them and trying to add a lot of depth, a lot of quality, not as much quantity to our roster to have them and come in compete. We may not be at 90 by the end of the day, but we also have a lot of time left, and you're always adding to your roster even after the draft. And there's a couple guys out there that we're monitoring as veteran free agents as well. So we'll continue to keep adding to this roster, but we feel we got a really strong nucleus of young players that fit all the traits that we're looking for.
Do we have an idea of what rookie minicamp will look like this year when you'll get the first chance to see them in person in Minnesota?
Yeah, they're expected to come in 2 weeks, not this weekend, the weekend after, and then we're going through all that detail and what it will look like.
Goals going forward?
Go back up there and get some good college free agents right now. I'll let you know what the new goal is tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the draft. I really look forward to talking to you each night. I'm sure Vikings fans are excited about these new picks in Minnesota. But best of luck going forward, Rick. Looking forward to the 2021 season.
Thank you.
Absolutely.